Hey everybody, want to Wisdom here. It is, I guess, now Saturday, April 5th, 2014. It's about 2:30ish in the morning. Just a note, this is obviously Animal Crossing New Leaf on the 3DS. People always ask, hey, are you going to do Swap Force 3DS or something like that? The reason I don't, every time I have attempted to acquire a way to capture 3DS gameplay, there's not been an option to bring it in. It's kind of a weird deal. It's really, I guess, high demand and like limited stock, and so put those two together and things don't work in your favor. That said, it leaves me with the method of point and shoot. It's kind of old school, but it actually looks fairly decent here. It was really wavy. That's the problem you're gonna have. My apologies in advance about that. Basically, a couple channel updates ago, I told everybody I would come into my ACNL town once I cleaned it up, which is almost complete. And yes, it has taken that long, believe me. I still play this thing every day. And basically, since I got it, a little bit after I got it, it's been an everyday type deal for me. That said, I do plan to do that, get my dream address out there. Basically, the video, the blog post, social networking, wherever it may be. If you post up in return your town, I can visit it. Obviously, that's gonna kind of help everyone out, complete some, get some badges going down that otherwise are pretty hard to do unless you're kind of like, hardcore ACNL forum type person, or just have a crud ton of friends or something. That said, my inventory is kind of full. Basically, what I'm doing now, I'm cleaning my town up and I'm continuing to attempt to increase my catalog capacity. I guess we could cover the encyclopedia here this time. On the bug side of things, it's kind of hard again, but I'm missing 4, I believe, on everything. 2 there. Maybe just 3. That last one is the scorpion. I saw those things all the time. I could never get one. It would always like ambush me and sting me. There's the one there. One of these is actually the lightning bug. And issue there when I first got this game and started playing it, I could never get a net. It was never available in the store, and I would see lightning bugs all the time. And by the time I got the net, they had completely disappeared. So I kind of got shafted on that one. Others, I'm not quite sure. I've got them written down somewhere. The fish, I think it might be 3 on this now. There's one that's probably like some lame river fish that I just like didn't get because it's in the morning in the spring. There's 2, 3, and 4. I know I'm missing like the neon tetra, I think. But what did happen today, which was awesome, earlier today, actually, not the coastal. There it is. The oarfish. I actually, Zell wanted a ocean fish of any kind, so I was down there and I saw this in the water. Obviously, I'd never caught one before. My first thoughts were it was just another sea bass, but I thought, oh, what the heck, I'll go for it. And needless to say, I finally got the oarfish there, so pretty happy with that. Didn't check to see what to go for and backed out of there too far. On the diving side, I think I'm missing 4. That's basically like those, extremely rare crabs, as best I remember. So I hadn't really been diving in a long time. But we'll back out of there. I guess there's something else I can do right now. Callie, there's Leonardo. I kind of like him. He's relatively new to my town. Current villagers. We've got Sparrow, Rosie, Bettina, Kurt, and Zell. Those 5 are all original villagers. Leonardo, again, recently moved in. Sylvia, she is also original. Eugene, he's almost like a spitting image of Zell. He's just kind of got like a 50s vibe going down that I kind of liked. Really enjoy him. Not quite sure what I'll do with him. Whitney, she is not an original villager either, just like Leonardo. She's been here quite some time, though. Again, the 10th one that moved out, Callie. I did that trying to get someone in. Sadly, I really wanted Apollo. He came in when, I had just like completed everything and no one was wanting to move out. Let's see here. So that probably going to stay roughly the same when I give you the little tour or whatever. We'll go ahead and come up here because there is an issue. Speaking of villagers, I'm sure she's going to be here somewhere. There she is. You note that I didn't mention Naomi. Naomi was an original villager in my town. She's kind of down, like right between the river and the ocean. She's the first villager I let go. I'm kind of like a loyalist type. I tend to be dedicated to the original people. Um, that said, I was not a fan of Naomi. This does her no justice. She wears like a psychedelic t-shirt and she looks like she's possessed. Here recently, she will not leave my town at all under any circumstance. Um, it troubles me, it really does, because I do play this every night. I'm not a Naomi fan. That's why I let her go. She wrote some sob story letter. I was fine with that. Um, I'll talk to her here in a second, and I'll try to like let you see her eyes, but they're like red. It's like a demon. Um, if she was turned into steak and hamburger, I wouldn't eat it because I would be leery of it. Um, that said, this happened like I guess like mid to late last week. She just randomly came back into town, and I was unaware that that stuff would happen, you know. And she just hangs out in the shopping district all the time, and she doesn't leave. At first I thought, okay, she's just kind of back in town, not a big deal. I talked to her, and she was like, "Hey, I'm too busy to talk, Wisdom," and I was like, "Be like that." And then I talked to her again a little bit after that because she was still here, and then she was like stalking me through the stores and everything. Um, what worries me is she's back every night. And it's only her. I've had a lot of villagers that I've let go that I wouldn't mind at all. Really, anyone but Naomi. I'd totally be fine with him coming back. Callie would be very welcome. Cole, he could come back. Alfonso, I had high hopes for him. He kind of wasn't as cool as I thought, but I would not care if he was living in the dumpster. I say living in the dumpster because I've determined that's probably what Naomi does. Um, she's never in the post office, late at night when everything's closed or Club LOL or anything. I don't think Digby is going to let her into the Happy Home Academy because her house was a joke when she lived in my town. But I'm pretty sure she lives in a trash can now, and I don't know how to get rid of her. I've looked this up online because it's troubled me that much, and apparently other people are having complaints about villagers from their past haunting them. But since she's staring me down with her snout, let me see. What? There's no crowd here. She's delusional. She did this stuff all the time when she lived in my town. She'd just like start crying. Like she'd come running up to you like everyone else does, like Kurt. My favorite villager is like, "Hey, what's up, man? You want to get a fish for me?" And I'm like, "Okay." And then he gives me a t-shirt. Naomi is like, "Can you get me a seashell?" And then she'd start bawling when you leave. And then you'd bring her the seashell and she's crying again. Um, I don't know if anyone else saw the people she sees. If so, you probably need some mental help. But there's no one here but me and her. And arg these crowds, I do love shopping wisdom, but the lines and competition get to me. Again, she's clearly delusional. It's like, hey, we all get what we want if we just cooperate and rely. No, I don't know what you mean. You're crazy. Get out of my town. I haven't talked to her since she was weird the first time. Yeah, okay. Please leave. Yeah, apparently she's in the middle of like spinning her mind endlessly over nothing. And the sad thing is, you can't really see. I'm trying to like zoom in. You can kind of pick up a little bit on the red. But I mean, she just looks possessed, and I think I've backed that theory up now. Digby kind of looks like a hollow soul, I mean, from here. But Naomi is weird, and we're going to get out of here really fast. Equip the slingshot just in case, but I'm pretty sure she lives in this trash can. It's what I've pegged it down to. I've checked everywhere else. And unless she's like strolling through the museum all night, I'm pretty sure that's where it is. That said, we got Club LOL, TNT Emporium, the Able Sisters, then of course Kick's Place, which I hadn't really done jack with until recently when I started trying to get Gracie Grace, pass her stupid fashion checks, and then obviously complete the catalog. So we'll come back down here again. It's pretty hard to record this with a camera, but now that I think about it, it's probably pretty funny, all that stuff I said about Naomi, so I suppose that works. This is fruit. The reason it's there on the ground, I'm feeding Shrunk. I just recently started that, but I'm planning on putting the police station right here. And those three trees, Lachey, cherry, and lemon, they just never stop giving me fruit. So there was Zell. What was I gonna do? Okay, come over here. In this area, I'm here. There's obviously nothing now, but basically from that peach tree to this path and down to this pond, I had gyroids, like entirely gyroids from the winter. A couple others I'd kept. I'm saying that because I'm going to sell these. I'm going to try to get the perfect town. And coming over here, I've got what's left of my gyroid collection. I've sold down this pile quite a bit. Try to get better focus on that for you, but you get the idea. There's a lot of those things. The issue there, they're extremely rare because, you know, there's probably out of all those, there might be one or two duplicates. I really don't have room in my house, and the museum is currently filled up with other stuff that I prefer more than the gyroid, so I think I'm just going to sell them. I know you can swap them out at Club LOL and whatnot, but again, I want the perfect town. That's what I'm going to start going for, so that's why I've kind of cleaned everything up at this point. But Phineas was here earlier. I got a new badge from him. I guess we can cover that here. Alright, so I'm in Texas. I'll save my dream address for later. Right here, that's where I'm at on the badges right now. The most recent one was the postmaster, something along those lines for letter writing. Again, I'm like 4, 4, and 4 off on the bugs, the fish, and the diving, and then that'll be wrapped up. KK Slider, got that taken care of. Mainly like those 3 down there, I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've looked, but a lot of them are either like the Club Tortimer stuff, you know, like the island medals, and then I think, I can't remember if there's a fortune telling badge or not, but then the other one that I don't have anywhere close to being done is the dream address stuff, which is again kind of why all this is coming about. Oops. We'll back out of here. I'll probably, if that showed up, the dream address, I'll block it out. I kind of want to save that one for whenever I do like the town tour, but that's where I'm at right now. And there's Sylvia. The reason I have never gotten rid of her is just like she's the only one of her kind that I've got, so I'm, you know, kind of keeping her. But I don't know, I don't think I want to show too much more. Right here, though, pretty funny. That's Eugene's house. Again, he's my newest villager, and literally this close to him is Zell. If you've had Eugene or Zell, they're like almost exactly the same personality-wise. Eugene, I mean, he's kind of like the rock and roll koala look. Zell is like the gazelle type thing, I guess. But there's my house. That's obviously, it's been maxed out a long time, but I'll go ahead, I'll just leave it at that for now, I guess, and I'll come back in. Like I said, I'm going to immediately go in. I've got like a couple, maybe 10-15 minutes to sell off these gyroids and the stuff in my inventory now, so that axe is there for whenever those trees stop producing. That's where I'm going to put my police station, so that's it, though. You know, I'm going to go for the perfect town, everything like that, and then here shortly, once I at least just have the town cleaned up, that's when I'll, you know, start coming back and taking care of everything. So I'll give you the final tour then, kind of show you the villagers' houses and whatnot. Again, my apologies on the filming, and there's really not a good way to do this, but again, I've got 10 minutes here. I used to only have it 3 hours ahead of time, but then when the time changed, I didn't change my 3DS, and it turned to be 4 hours. And it turns out that works really well for me. As you know, I do most of this stuff late at night, and this gives me an extra hour, you know, to get into, you know, the Able Sisters, then come in, you know, to the Emporium, pick up the furnishings, things of that nature. And more importantly, then I get the 2 extra hours after that to actually sell junk. So that's what I've been doing for like the last 2 weeks now, just kind of clearing out my stash of stuff. So that said, I will end this, and like I said, next time you see this, which I guess I really will make something here, Probably go ahead and put this video up. It's not going to be great, but you know, I did promise I'd do it. Here shortly, probably within like the next 2 weeks for sure, I'll go ahead, I'll take you through the entire town, and then I'll have the dream address at the end. Spoiler alert, if you don't want to see my entire town because you want to see it in the dream or something, the dream address will be in the video description and on the blog. So what I'll do, again, on the blog post and the YouTube video, go ahead and post up your dream address. Hopefully then that way everyone that sees it can come in. They're going to be wanting the same medals that your badges, I suppose I should say, even though they look like medals. But they're going to be wanting the same accolades that you want. And hopefully it works out well for everyone. But more on that later. I am dressed as a samurai minus the pants, which I do have, but I'm just kind of rocking the... you know, jeans. So that said, I don't know what Sylvia was doing there. I'll go ahead and check that out, sell some stuff here before I can't, and I will catch you back here next time.